Hey there, I'm Katie Cowan and this is the Creative Boom podcast. My next guest is Danielle Rhoda, an illustrator and animator originally from Poland but now based in Manchester. In fact, we live very close by to one another, something we discovered during our chat in late June. She describes herself as a maker of things and works in all kinds of mediums: ceramics, woodcuts, designs, you name it, she does it. In the last 6 months, she's gone freelance, which is something of a challenge given everything we've been through in 2020. She describes her style as delicate and sometimes naive, and sells a lot of her work via her own Etsy shop, which you should definitely go and check out. Here's our chat from late June, just as the UK prepares to ease itself from lockdown a little more. So hello, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on this cold, blustery day in Manchester when it's supposed to be sunny. I'm going to start off by impressing you with my diverse range of skills, Danielle. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say shimmer. Oh my gosh. And I'm going to say yakshimash.
Oh, wow. Dobrze.
Oh, brilliant. And you could probably say back to me, you know, if I'm okay, and I might know how to reply.
Yeah. Mam się dobrze? Jak się masz?
Jestem dobre.
Oh my gosh, well done.
Is that good? So I always do a little bit of research into everybody before I do these podcasts. And I discovered that you're originally from Poland, and I got very excited because I thought, great, finally I can practice a little bit of my Polish from the Polish that one of my friends, Natalie, has been teaching me.
Right.
Because it's just so lovely to be able to talk to somebody else in a different language, isn't it?
That was very surprising, unexpected. Love it.
Brilliant. So how long have you been in Manchester? When did you come over here?
So I came to Manchester to study. So I've been here for just over 5 years now, I think. But overall in England, I've moved with my family when I was 13. So coming up to 12 years now.
Oh, fantastic. So so you've kind of been here when Brexit's happened and all this. How did your family react to that at the time? Did you suddenly think, gosh, are we welcome here, or are we going to stay?
Yeah, it was definitely a weird one. I think, well, my dad, we moved because my dad's a doctor and he's working with the NHS. So I think at no point was he sort of thinking we're moving back or anything like that. Like, if anything, we were just looking for ways to sort of ensure that we can stay.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, it was definitely a strange one. Still is. But I mean, right now it seems like, there isn't really a reason why we should have to move away or anything like that.
No, absolutely not. The only reason why I asked is because my friend Natalie went through all sorts of different emotions because she came over here. All her family are in Poland still, and she came over here to work, and she's been telling me about her sort of experience of being here in the UK and how she often comes across racism for being Polish, which is awful and embarrassing. And she said she made the decision to stay because she has managed to make some good friends here, and she loves it here, and it's home to her now. But yeah, it's been a funny time, hasn't it? The last kind of 5 or 6 years have just been a real struggle for all of us, really. So yeah, and 2020, wow.
Yeah, I think
we weren't expecting this, were we?
No, I feel like we all had very high hopes, and all of a sudden it's just all flipped and turned upside down, and it's like, oh, let's cancel this year and start again.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly the sentiment, and you're right. You hit the nail on the head. I kind of went into this year thinking, okay, I've gone through all the range of emotions. I've accepted that we're leaving Europe, the European Union, and let's move forward. Let's try and be positive. And then,
yeah.
Oh, okay. You weren't done with us. We've still got to get through.
Yeah. No, I think that's the overall sort of feeling, the overall atmosphere. And I think it's just about sort of trying to take a bit of a break, take a little pause and just, well, obviously reflect, but try and really stay positive. And because otherwise, I mean, we're all just going to end up really depressed. Exactly.
Yeah. I love that. Just got to look at the silver linings and try and stay positive. And you were working from home before all of this anyway, weren't you? Because you've been freelancing. Have you been freelancing since you graduated from the Manchester School of Art, or
sort of on and off? So during my studies and straight after, I had a job. Just trying to earn a bit of money. So I was working in a restaurant, but sort of pretty much straight from graduating, I did get a few commissions here and there. I was signed on to an illustration agency, right? But I've recently sort of made the decision to move on from them. I just sort of felt that it was quite a big agency. So I'm looking for somewhere a bit smaller. But it was a great sort of first step into freelancing because they gave me, the opportunity to work with actual real life clients. But whilst doing that, I was, trying to reach out to clients on my own as well. So, yeah, I graduated in 2018. So it's only been just over 2 years. Or 2 years. So I think I sort of fell into full-time freelancing the past 6 months, really. It started off with a commission for the People's History Museum. I don't know if you're familiar. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's a great space. And I felt really lucky it was an open call to begin with. And I was just feeling so grateful that they wanted to work with me. And it's definitely one of the sort of biggest commissions that I've had like that. I was in charge of sort of creating the whole visual language for the new exhibition, set of exhibitions. And then obviously Corona happened and unfortunately they had to shut down.
So frustrating that you got that kind of amazing gig, to kickstart this freelancing path, and then all this happens. But at least it happened, and you're on their radar, and
I'm getting I'm still getting quite good feedback, and it's really heartwarming and almost sort of surprising when someone reaches out to me and they say, "Oh, I've seen this, for the museum that you've done," and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, that's great that you've seen it. Like, it's awesome."
It really is.
Yeah, and then that was sort of it. Finished. Let me start again. It started sort of October time, and it finished just before the lockdown really happened. And so I've been in this sort of limbo like many others. So now I'm trying to sort of really gear up and make the best of this time and like try my best at freelancing, which is, it's not going too badly, I think, like for starting out.
Yeah, definitely. And that's the thing, isn't it? I guess once the initial shock of the pandemic had sort of, once that dust had settled in all of our minds, I think we kind of, some of us really struggled, myself included. And some of us just found this energy. And I think a lot of us have had moments where we've been right. Okay, I'm going to do stuff. And you wake up and you jump out of bed and all is well. And then you'll have other days where you're just like, oh my God, I just can't.
Gosh, yeah.
It's been really tough.
Really
and I
tough.
feel guilty as well. Like I've had moments of huge guilt because I'm okay. I've got this house. I'm in my 40s now, so I've got a bit of savings behind me, and I'm very, very lucky. I've got my health, and it's very clear from the last couple of months who this has affected more. you've got all these kind of people with a bit of money, and they're kind of admitting they've enjoyed it because they've been able to make sourdough and jam. And then there's people out there on the front line who are, keeping the country moving and like your dad, saving lives. I mean, that must have been a bit of a strain on your family, knowing that your dad was going to work.
Mm-hmm. Emotionally, more than anything, because again, my family is lucky in the sense that they're not struggling financially. So if anything, then the strain was very much emotional. And I'm in Manchester, they're in Nottingham. And I've sort of made the decision to stay here with my partner and do the lockdown that way rather than moving home. Maybe sort of thinking very optimistically that it's not going to last as long as it has as well.
Oh my goodness, I know. 4 months now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's...
Is that the longest you've gone without seeing your mum and dad?
I think so. There have been times where, I've been at uni and sort of really had my head, kept my head down and tried to do my work, and I've not gone home as often as they would have liked or I would have liked. But I think now it's almost coming up to 6 months that I've not seen them because
good grief.
Before lockdown, I was, trying to sort out so many things, and I kept sort of making excuses, and then it happened, and I was like, oh gosh, I should have come to see you, So it's been a really strange one, and like you said, my dad's right there as well on the front line.
He really is, yeah. So did they have high hopes that you would become a doctor one day too?
I think to begin with, yes, but I think sort of from a young age, I've always had an interest in that, and I had the grades as well. But I think there was always a part of me that has been creative, whether that was drawing, painting, or music. I think I remember at GCSE I couldn't quite figure out which way I wanted to go. And honestly, I think it was more of an accident because there was like a clash with my schedule or something like that, and I didn't get like the triple science, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm not becoming a doctor then. Here I come. But I've been lucky enough that my parents weren't really pushing me to do anything that I didn't want to do. They always just said, as long as you're happy, then we're happy, and just make sure that you're not sort of putting yourself in a situation where, you can't really afford to live in a way. Yeah. And I think I've always had a good work ethic sort of passed down from them to me. Yeah. So,
That's great. And your style is like, you obviously you work with a lot of different mediums. I think predominantly you call yourself an illustrator and an animator, but you kind of work with ceramics and woodcuts and picture books and designs and stationery, and it's all very, very creative. It's wonderful. I mean, it feels like you kind of have been on this journey just to sort of, try all these lovely different things and figure out what kind of sticks, I guess. Yeah,
I think I've always struggled with just sticking to one thing. Yeah. And I came across a phrase of like calling yourself a maker of things. I don't remember where, but it really stuck with me, especially at uni. I remember sort of getting grades and not being quite happy. And I've been told by my tutors, well, try and just sort of stick to one thing and see it through. And it's always been such a struggle for me. I would sit down and be like, right, okay, here's my idea. I'm really going to focus on this. And then I'm trying and I can't. And I'm just like, oh, but what about this? What about that? And
it's the part of being creative, isn't it? Your head's always full of these ideas and it's how do I sort of transform these ideas into something I can physically hold or maybe put onto a website, you know. And it's funny how everybody always tries to sort of put us in boxes and say, right, okay, this is how you're going to define yourself. And whilst that might help in certain areas, it might help you to focus. I like it when I come across a creative that's sort of very, okay, I'm going to try this and I'm going to do that, because I feel like I resonate with that. That keeps you creative, doesn't it? And it keeps you learning so much.
It does, definitely. And, you know, I have friends who are doing illustration who are so good at sort of sticking to maybe not one thing, but their practice seems quite focused. And I admire that, you know, because it seems like they sort of start off with the idea, they go through the process, and then they come up with a lovely outcome. Whereas for me, it always feels like it's sort of starting with the idea, then going off in all sorts of directions. And if I manage to have an outcome at the end, I'm just so happy.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, isn't it? It's going through the journey and seeing what works, and that's wonderful. But just looking at your illustration work, I noticed there's a lot of bikes featured in your drawings.
Yes.
Why is that? Are you a huge cycling fan?
I am now. I've always liked cycling. I think it started actually because my partner, he got his bike sort of fixed last year or something like that, and I took a picture of him going off when he was going off to work, and I just really liked the image, so I drew him, and I don't know, I just really enjoyed drawing the bike. So then I started drawing bikes. I was I can actually draw a bike.
I think I don't know if you can notice, there's like a picture behind me.
Oh my gosh, awesome.
It's by an illustrator called David Sparshot.
Right.
And I've also got a lovely print that he did of different cycling jerseys, because me and my husband are really into road cycling.
Right.
And I just think, I remember when I was a kid, I always used to draw bikes, because they're just so beautiful to try and get right. I could never get them right. I'd probably be absolutely useless compared to you or anybody who works in the profession, but just the enjoyment of trying to do the sort of wheels and the spokes.
That's it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, the spokes. Yes, I think that's my favourite. That's my favourite bit to draw.
Definitely. And the perspective, and trying to make it look like, you know, it's got angles and
definitely. I think the one behind you looks super professional, and like when I draw mine, it sort of almost feels like it's still a kid drawing a bike, but I'm just going with it.
Well, I read that somewhere, that you described your illustration as kind of naive and delicate, and it is beautiful, because it's also full of all these kind of tiny details of life that you can tell when you look at people's work, just how much they love people, and how observant they are of what's going on around them. And I suppose, like me, you probably get a lot of inspiration from Manchester.
Oh gosh, yeah. I think sort of before lockdown, I just used to love, you know, going out into town with my sketchbook and just sitting down somewhere and drawing people, and all sorts of different characters, you know, the stranger the better in a way.
Oh gosh, there's plenty of those in Manchester. That's why I love it here so much. There's some real characters. The North's amazing.
Yeah, no, Manchester is honestly one of the best places to go and people scout. It's just so diverse, and I love Manchester.
I do. It's got real history here. We're obviously once part of I'm trying to think of the word. Gosh, Monday mornings. It was the Industrial Revolution, wasn't it? So we've got evidence of that everywhere. And Manchester people, we've got a lot of history of being very diverse and inclusive, and you know, I love it. I can never find the words to describe how much I love this city.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm the same.
It's got a special vibe about it that you just don't get anywhere else.
No, it definitely does. I think, although it's now becoming this sort of much bigger city, you know, especially in the recent years, I feel like, the community still seems so welcoming and still so like close.
Yes.
And it doesn't feel that big. I think it was one of the reasons why I really wanted to come and study here rather than perhaps going to London.
Yes.
Because
that's interesting.
Yeah. I've always, in Nottingham as well, I feel like Manchester had this really nice sort of name of, just this lovely creative community. And I remember coming here and just really being excited to sort of, meet all the people and get talking. And like we were saying before about networking, how that can be quite nerve-wracking.
Yeah, definitely. Gosh.
Yeah, definitely. But I feel like here it's, it almost comes a bit more naturally.
Yeah, it's not as intimidating up here. I do feel that the creative community in this city is more welcoming and more. It feels more inclusive than perhaps other cities. I mean, actually, to tell you the truth, New York feels a little bit like that.
Yeah.
In the kind of experiences I've had. Yeah, it's a lot of people I was talking to when I went in February, just before lockdown. And I don't remember my husband, Tom, saying to me, and this was before we really knew what was going on.
Yeah.
He said to me, are you comfortable getting on a plane and going to New York? Because there's this virus hanging around and they're saying that it could come here. And I was like, oh, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because it was back then. Oh, my God. Anyway.
Yeah. That's quite interesting that you said that, because I was, I did a bit of a trip, sort of beginning of January. And I think we were just starting to get all of that. And I had to fly into London, and I remember thinking, oh, actually, I feel a little bit strange, because if it is going to be big, then London is going to be one of the first places, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and it was. And here we are. I remember being in the airport at JFK and I saw a young lad wearing a face mask. Yeah. And I just chuckled to myself.
Yeah.
Which is very, very naughty of me, actually. But
I don't think you're the only one. I think, because here it's so unusual.
Well, I'm not one of those people. Obviously, I'm not one of those people who've been weirdly going up to people and having a go at them for wearing a face mask in recent weeks. That's awful.
That's awful.
It wasn't like that. Yeah. It was just a chuckle to myself in the airport, thinking, "Oh God, you're going over the top."
Yeah.
But I think it's that human kind of denial, because even when we saw the kind of mass graves being, dug in Wuhan, we were like, oh, it's so
far away. It doesn't apply to us. Yeah,
exactly. Well, little did we know. And everything that's happened since, it's just been surreal. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm a massive. I love dystopian films and fiction. And do you? Are you a fan?
I do. I don't think I would be able to quote any. I'm terrible with names.
Oh no,
it's this sort of. Yeah, I like things like that.
I can recommend a few books. Like have you read Brave New World?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. We're on the same page. Brilliant. I'm just looking at my bookshelves. Well, it's a classic, isn't it? It's an absolute classic. So good. I recently read The Dog Stars, which was quite cute. Very kind of very, very sad, but really enjoyable. Give that a go, because that's nice. Yeah. I'm trying to think, what else have I read recently? I'm on the spot now. I can't think of anything.
No, sorry.
But I love, and I even started to write I started to write a book myself, and I gave up on it because I don't know, I thought I wasn't good enough. I thought it was a bit silly. But it was about the zombie apocalypse in Manchester. Just for a bit of fun.
I'm into that.
Oh my God, I love zombies. I'm playing The Last of Us. Oh, I should do, shouldn't I? Yeah. It was all based around South Manchester, actually. It was quite dark.
Yeah.
But I'm playing The Last of Us 2 at the moment. Are you a computer gamer as well?
No.
Oh my goodness, you would love it.
I think I just, like with books, for example, I used to be so much into reading, and then uni started and I just sort of never found the time. And I thought, now, again, this is, sort of the privilege speaking, but I thought, during lockdown, maybe I'll be able to read a lot more books, but that's not really happened.
Well, I've been the same. I've been exactly the same. I kind of have I haven't been furloughed. I've been busier than ever, which is another thing to feel really guilty about when other people are struggling. Yeah. I've been working every day. Some days I'm working 15 hours, wow. and I've just been nonstop for the last, well, I haven't had a holiday since Christmas, like probably a lot of people.
Yeah.
And so I was a little bit jealous of people who were furloughed, because you'd see them in the gardens. And then, of course, a lot of people are going back now to work and realising their jobs aren't there anymore. So, anyway, as I was saying, I just haven't had time. And also when the evening comes around, I just haven't had the energy to read, which is a real shame. Yeah. I am reading a good book at the moment, actually, which is... I wouldn't advise reading right now, but I'm enjoying it. Yeah. It's quite a dark book called The Unit.
Right.
And it's about somewhere near in the future where if you don't earn enough money, you're a burden to society. So for women at the age of 50, you get shipped off to this place called The Unit, and they basically keep you there and farm you for your organs.
Oh my
until
God.
They take the last one, which is your heart.
Oh my God.
But men get to go there when they're 60. So there's all these different... Of course. And there's all these themes going on, and it's kind of supposed to be a love story as well. So I'm just getting into it, and maybe find something a bit more cheery to read if you're going to But if you're a weirdo like me that actually quite enjoys these dystopian nightmares, then go ahead and look that up.
That reminds me of this movie, which I'm pretty sure as soon as I try explaining it, everyone will have the name, and I just can't think of the title. But there was a movie, sort of a similar idea, where there were clones of people being made or something like that. And they were basically raised in this school, and they didn't know what was happening, but they were being raised to sort of provide organs later on. So they would get to adulthood, but still quite young. And they would be taken away, and they just sort of didn't know what was going on. I don't remember the title. It's a great movie though, but maybe not for this time.
No, I'm going to have to look that up, because I do love these things, but at the moment, all I can find the energy for is computer games. Yeah. So I've been playing Animal Crossing, which everybody knows about.
I did get into it. Everyone's talking about it.
They really are. And then just recently, Last of Us 2, which is terrifying. Right. I was walking the character through this abandoned building. It's overgrown and dark, and there's dripping water coming through, and you're going through with your flashlight. And I opened a bathroom door, and suddenly this zombie came running at me, and I went, really loudly. And Spawn was next to me reading a book quietly, and he went, for goodness sake. Yeah. Because obviously I had my headphones on.
Yeah.
So it's not pleasant for the next person in the room to hear all these kind of...
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. Anyway, I'm not going to go on about gaming too much, because I did that in my last podcast with Dan Silverstone, and I'm not going to take over this episode with you
I'm
talking
sure
about my love of gaming.
A lot of people can relate though, so...
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, we were talking about the lovely details that you pick out and the style of your work. Do you feel like... Do you ever get frustrated with your process? Do you ever sort of hit a brick wall and you just don't know where you're going next? And how do you sort of get past that? Yeah, because I know it's been really challenging during lockdown, but how have you managed to sort of stay productive?
Oh gosh. So I think actually staying productive and sort of the process in my head almost, of course they're together, but also they're like separate, because like I said, I've always had a job, through studying, before studying, after. So I had to adapt my schedule to that. So at uni, I always sort of thought, well, I'm going in 9 to 5 and really just, trying to keep my head down and try and get through my to-do list. So I feel like I've had that from quite an early stage. And I'm sort of from reading all the articles and getting a lot of tips and advice, I knew that it was sort of a good way to just carry on, and into freelancing. Like, it's so important to have a routine. So that's always been sort of my priority, but also trying to sort of implement that into the working week. So I've always sort of tried not to, I'm really quick to burn out. So knowing that, I'm right, Monday to Friday, and then just have the weekend. And it helps because my partner has an office job, so he's working 9 to 5. So if I wanted to spend time with him, I really needed to get through all of the things that I needed to do, in the normal sort of working week.
Sure.
And I would always feel really guilty, sort of if I maybe got a bit lazy during the week and tried to like do things over the weekend. And
oh God, tell me about it.
Yeah.
It's really tough though, isn't it? Because we're all different. I mean, I think I'm really productive first thing in the morning, but because I've been staying up really late playing The Last of Us 2, like a lunatic when it's all dark and quiet, and any little kind of, see, I'm trying to bring it back into the conversation. I've been finding it really tough in the morning to get going. So by the time I get going, it's like 10 o'clock, 10:30, and it's like, and then before you know it, it's 3-4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And by then all the children who've been, not going to school are playing out in the street going crazy. Yeah. So you've got all this noise going on, and you're like, oh, I can't cope. Yeah. But we all have these different like routines, don't we, in our heads where we just know we're more productive. And I've decided this week I'm going to get up super early. I'm going to stop the late night gaming. Yeah. And I'm going to get up super early and just give myself 3 big tasks to get through when I'm at my most productive and sparkly. Yeah. Yeah. And here I am on a Monday morning feeling, very productive. Yeah. I'm like,
it's something to celebrate. No,
absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah, but I feel like, of course, we all have sort of different ways of working, and I used to really be creative at nighttime, like I feel like a lot of people are like that, but
very much.
Yeah, but then I sort of realized quickly that actually it makes for me not being sort of sociable during the day and sort of active when other people are active. So I really just try to like change my routine, and now I can't do anything past 10 o'clock. I'm just true. Oh my God.
You are right. You make a great point, because when you're a freelancer, when you first go freelance, you think, wow, I've got all this freedom. I don't have to go to an office. I don't have a boss. Okay, I might have lots of different bosses who are my clients, but I can decide anything. Yeah. And, you might sort of spend that first 6 months, that first year working late and then maybe having lie-ins or whatever you do. Yeah. And then you kind of realize, oh, actually everybody else is going to work. They've got a 9 to 5 job. And actually if I want a life and to see my friends and family and my partner, then I have to, well, I didn't have as much freedom as I thought I was going to have. Yeah,
yeah. In a way, you sort of quickly realize that, if you want to participate in that sort of life, then you do need to sort of adhere to like a normal...
Yeah, exactly.
The standard
Otherwise, you'd be twiddling your thumbs and thinking, "Where is everyone? Oh, they're at work." But isn't it nice? Isn't it nice just being able to roll out of bed and go to our desks?
Yeah.
No public transport.
No. Yeah, I like that. I do like that. Although I think, even though I've been working from home for quite a long time now, I think lockdown just sort of reinforced how lonely it can get.
Oh, yeah.
So,
definitely.
Yeah. So I think as soon as I can, I'll sort of start looking maybe for a studio space, because it's just so, What do you think about that?
No, I've been freelancing or working for myself or growing an agency or downsizing an agency and then going back to being just me and my husband again for probably the last 13 or 14 years. Wow, yeah. So I've seen and done it all. I've tried lots of different avenues and figured out what works for us. I've had lots of different office space. I've had hot desking space. I've worked from home again. I've realised working from home is horrendous and gone back and got an office. I've had an office for many years and realised the cost of an office is horrendous and I hate going in and on the tram. And so I come back to work from home. So I've gone back and forth so many times. I think after all this, I think I might rent a desk off somebody else who's got an office and go in occasionally when it suits me. Make it cheap enough that I don't feel the need to be in there all the time. Yeah. But just, I think you're right. I think I've been, until we chatted about it just now, I think I've been subconsciously thinking, I don't think I can work from home because it's really tough. I need other humans other than my husband, Tom, who basically goes up into the attic and disappears until lunchtime. And so what are you disciplined when you work from home? Because this is really funny. I go into the zone and if it wasn't for my husband, Tom, I wouldn't eat. I wouldn't have a break. I wouldn't have a cup of tea.
Oh my God.
I'm terrible.
Yeah, I definitely have days like that. And again, my partner, Sam, we have a little room where when I moved in, we were sort of like, oh, let's maybe like get a longer desk so that when he's working from home, we can work together. And it's been a godsend, during lockdown because he's been at home. And actually, I just really enjoyed having him around because I'm like, right, have a look at this. What do you think? And, he's sort of the person I'm bouncing my ideas off of. And then I have a lunch buddy as well, which is awesome.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think definitely it's like now when he started going back into the office, I do have days where I'm like not having breakfast, having lunch at 4, or not having lunch.
Me too.
And it's just
it's
you can
lonely.
get so
because you really do need other people around just to sort of have a bit of fun. So I gave up an office just before lockdown, not because of lockdown. We just happened to be letting an office go, and we were sharing it with these two gorgeous, lovely humans called Andy and Mark, who run an agency in Manchester called 960.
Oh, I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're great. They're great fun. And I just miss Mark taking the mick out of me and put back in my box, quite rightly. And Andy coming up and doing funny impressions. Yeah. And always like coming in with very traditional old school biscuits. Yeah. He likes to do an impression of the old lady in if he's listening to this, he's gonna kill me. He likes to do an impression of the old lady in Wedding Singer.
Right.
Where she gives him the meatballs.
Yeah.
And she goes, hold out your hand. So he'll come up to me and go, hold out your hand.
That's a good impression.
So I hold out my hand and he gives me a nice biscuit. And I'm like, thanks, Andy. I do miss those guys. Yeah. So it is lovely. Sometimes don't get a lot of work done.
No, that's it. And I think that's one of the reasons why I wasn't looking for a studio space sort of from the get-go, because well, one, it is expensive, and when you're starting out, it's probably not sort of feasible to do that. But then also, I have friends who have stayed over after graduating as well, and they're sort of in the same spot as me. And, at first it was like, oh, it's great because we don't live far from each other. We can all meet up and do work together. But no, because you meet up and you just chat.
You just end up mucking about and being silly and doing impressions of, old women in films.
Yeah.
I do miss it, though. I don't miss the price. The monthly cost was expensive, but yeah, it's I do think there's value in finding a solution that can suit both a little bit of home working on a weekly basis and a little bit of office space and company. And I think that's where co-working spaces come in handy. And but then equally they just like with everything else, they'll come with their benefits and their disadvantages. And I think of all the kind of solutions that I've tried over the years, I think the best thing to do is get your own office space, but obviously something affordable and just share it with friends. Create a kind of little creative hub. So you've got somewhere to put your stuff and it's a secure location. You can have that as your business address. And you can go in when you're feeling sociable, and when you're not, you can work from home. And that's the life of an introvert. You sometimes need to You need to sort of go back to your little kind of safe space, your little home, and recharge the batteries. Because we touched on this before we started recording, didn't we?
Yeah.
You call yourself an introvert, as I do, and
yeah, definitely.
it is. I don't know if it's definitely a resounding creative trait, but
yeah, I feel like, well, it's interesting because, you know, the past few years, I feel like it's been redefined slightly, and now it's sort of a spectrum. So you can be an extroverted introvert or an introverted extrovert.
Yeah, definitely.
So I feel like, you know, we all have traits of each in some ways, and in a way, you
we're
know,
a bit of both.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it comes through with you, for example, when you're doing the podcast, you know, and you're chatting with people. And so that's probably the sort of extrovert version of yourself.
Yes.
Probably a bit more than the introvert. But
nobody believes me that I'm an introvert, though.
So you're putting a good front then.
Very good. Yes. Yeah. I'm in disguise. I love it. Yeah. I think we're a bit of everything. Some, you know, on the spectrum more than others, and it's recognizing it yourself and not beating yourself up, because I think for many years introverts had a hard time. I personally had a hard time.
You have to be extroverted, right?
Yeah, and it's only been in the last, I would say, 5 to 10 years where actually it's become this accepted thing. And I kind of was in denial about who I was, and not necessarily putting a label on myself, but like, for instance, I get stressed out when I go to parties. I can't relax. I prefer one-on-one. I just much prefer that. But because I didn't like the fact that I was like that, I thought it was a kind of weakness. Yeah. I would try and sort of, you know, push through and do it. But now in my 40s, it's great because I've kind of learned, okay, you don't enjoy doing that. So why don't you just go along earlier on before everybody gets too drunk and annoying, and then you can sort of just disappear when no one notices. Yeah. And that works quite well. And then networking events. Oh, God. Terrifying.
Yeah. I don't think...
I mean, then... Go on.
Sorry, go on.
No, I was just going to say, I don't think they're too bad in Manchester, because I see so many friendly faces now. But I must admit, I do come away exhausted. And it's not because of them. It's not because of anybody, because everybody's fantastic. Yeah. It's just I need to go and crawl under my duvet after that and just chill for a couple of days.
I'm definitely the same way. And I think, you know, I definitely haven't been to as many as you have. I'm still very new to it. But also, in a way, maybe I feel a bit lucky because now... I feel like people are sort of trying to get away from calling it networking and sort of being like, you know, just go in and, you know, meet people and have a chat and like do it a bit more organically.
It's less intimidating, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think it's becoming a lot more relaxed, but it's still sort of, especially if you're going on your own and you know that it's a creative event and you're there to, you know, potentially meet people and speak to them about what you're doing. It's just like,
It's horrible. You walk into a room and like everybody's sort of chatting and in little groups and you're on your own and inside you're going, oh my God, what do I do? And I've many times bumbled up to maybe 2 people I sort of know and like a bull in the china shop, just blurted out, "All right, how you doing?"
But sometimes you have to, and it breaks sort of, you know, breaks the ice basically.
It does, yeah.
Because everyone else is probably feeling the way you're feeling.
Definitely.
Some people are better at pretending.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a skill that you learn. And I think I found that as long as you go along and just relax and go with very few expectations, and just I try and work the room, you know, I try and go up to different people. And I find a really good tip is to just go up to, because you never want to interrupt anybody having a really good chat. If there's 2 people, then I probably tend to leave them alone. But if there's a group of people and somebody's on the edge just listening to maybe a few others, I'll always go and join them and say, "Hi, I hope you don't mind me interrupting. I just thought I'd come and say hello." Yeah. And that's the best way to do it. And then usually people are great. They'll say, "Oh, hi, I'm Danielle and I'm an illustrator." And I'm, "Oh, cool. I'm Katie. run this little magazine called Creative Boom. It's nice to meet you.
Little.
I always call it little. If I acknowledge that it's, bigger than it was when I started it in 2009, then I'll just freak out and run for the hills.
Actually, this is just so bizarre. Sorry to interrupt, but
no, go for it.
Having been reading it for so many years, and then I'm sitting in front of you, and it's like, whoa.
Oh, don't. That's freaking me out. No, let's change the subject. No, that's weird. I was in the street. I'm a
big fan.
Oh, that's fantastic. I didn't know that. I'm always surprised when people say they know about Creative Boom, because I'm like, oh, it's just a website I started. But I've had many people tell me off kindly recently and said, you've got to stop doing that. You've got to be yeah, but I'm very British, and I don't talking about things. Okay, I'm great. I'm amazing. I'm amazing.
Yes, do it the American way.
Oh gosh, yeah, they have that instilled in them since birth, don't they? Whereas we're kind of told that exerting any kind of confident behaviour is kind of a bit crude, and
but I feel like
we're not actually told that, but it's just the culture we grow up in.
It's very similar in Poland, and I came over, I guess, still at quite a young age, so maybe I don't have it as much, but it's still quite a big part, sort of putting yourself down, rather than sort of saying, oh yes, I'm, doing quite well and this is working out. You're sort of always picking at the negative bits. Yeah. Which is a little bit,
It's silly, isn't it? Well, that's interesting that Poland has a similar kind of culture.
Yeah.
And my friend Natalie said, she's so funny. She said, if you want to be Polish, all you have to do, what did she say? If you want to be Polish, all you have to do is get straight to the point and love hard work.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
That is interesting. I like that.
Yeah. So
not sort of wrapping
dancing around. Just get straight to it.
Yeah. And we can be quite direct.
Yeah, I like that though. I really like that. I've got a friend who is originally from Italy. She lives across the road. Vito. She's fantastic. Really, really funny. But she was saying to me that she finds British women sometimes can be very annoying because I was like, okay, thanks. But this is, and I cannot generalize, and I cannot say all Italian women are like this, but this is just what she said. She said, Italian women are just very direct. They get straight to the point. She said, they don't do all this dancing around, just get to the point. All these niceties. Yeah. So she's been a really good influence on me because she's helped me to be a bit more kind of forthright and just not overthink it.
But I think it is good sometimes, the nice. Niceties. Niceties.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a made-up word.
No, I think I have heard it before.
It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist.
but I think especially when you're dealing with someone new and you're not quite, you don't know what they're like. It's nice to sort of ease you into whatever situation you're in. So I think sometimes the directness can be very whoa.
Yeah, so I try a few little tricks. So if I'm doing an interview or if I'm meeting somebody at a networking event and it's clear that they're more nervous than I am, then I will say to them, gosh, I hate this networking.
Yeah.
So it makes me so nervous. And I don't need to say that.
Yeah.
But I know that will help them. And you can see their shoulders drop a little bit and you can see that they relax because you're offering a little bit of common ground.
Yeah.
And making them realise that, they're not alone. They're human. We're all human and we all have very similar feelings. And if anybody seems like they're amazing at networking or public speaking or doing their jobs or whatever it is, don't be intimidated by that because they'll have gone through this journey of building confidence and feeling more comfortable in those situations. And that's something that will come about over time. I mean, I say that I'm 42 in August.
Oh my God.
I'm not even wearing any makeup.
No. Oh my God.
I didn't even put any makeup on because I thought, why am I putting makeup on to do Zooms? And I just thought it was so, honestly.
Lockdown is just not a time for makeup at all.
It was so liberating this morning to just look at myself in the mirror and go, I'm not going to put any makeup on and it's going to be okay.
And you're glowing. That's
well, I thought I'd put a bright t-shirt on, just to sort of give myself a lift. You look lovely too, my love.
Thank you.
Are you wearing any makeup?
No.
No, just a natural beauty.
Oh, stop it.
See, I've learned all these kind of charming tricks. No, but I mean it. I genuinely mean it.
Oh.
But just going back to all these kind of, how we sort of just don't really sort of acknowledge the successes we've had. You got a brilliant feature in It's Nice That, which is one of the leading.
Really so nice.
Fantastic. Why have you not got that on your website? You should have a press page.
I know. I need to sort of get onto that. So I've had a bit of an issue with my website because my domain expired. And
I can help you with that.
So I fixed it now, sort of. What happened was it was sort of about 2 weeks ago.
Right.
2 weeks ago? Very recent, anyway. And I got an email, saying, oh, your domain's expired and all this and that. And I got a phone call saying, well, if you want to renew it, then this is how much you need to pay. And then in this email, I got a completely different price. And when I got chatting with them via the online chat, I got a totally different price. And I just got really annoyed. I was like, why can't you just give me one price and keep it simple, keep it clear? And I didn't want to be with GoDaddy anymore. So I thought, right, I'm just going to let it expire and whatever and just claim it.
So you wanted to leave Daddy?
Yeah.
Not GoDaddy, leave Daddy.
Bye, Daddy.
So who did you go with? We always use 123 Reg.
123.
They're a really good one.
Oh gosh. Who am I with
Can't
now?
remember who you went with.
But
you got sorted. That's the main thing.
I got sorted, but it was just this whole thing where they said, well, if it expires, then we don't know how long before it comes back on. So I went from .com to .co.uk because it was sort of last minute, and I was like, right, I'm sort of getting new clients in, and I need to have a website. They can't be going to a link that's not working.
Exactly.
That was stressful.
Oh, it always is. And I think lockdowns made us all very, very careful with where we spend our money.
Yeah.
When it all kicked off, me and Tom just sat down and he has this spreadsheet. He's amazing. I'm rubbish with money and I like to spend it. He likes to save it. We're a good balance.
Oh, that's good. That works.
Are you a spender or a saver? Are you careful?
I can be careful, but I'm sort of, if I do spend, then I don't know sort of where it's going. I end the month sort of being like, where has it gone? I have no clue.
It's all those networking events we used to go to.
Yeah.
the little glass of wine that became maybe 2 or 3.
It all adds up. It does.
So does. And they're so expensive, you know. I feel sorry for all the hospitality industry at the moment because it must have just been... Oh my goodness, so many things are going to close. I live in South Manchester and...
I do too.
Oh, okay. Oh, fantastic. We might live near each other.
We might do. I live...
Well, for the purpose of privacy, we won't say on this podcast. But
this is my address.
This is mine. All are welcome.
Yeah, I need friends.
Yeah, but I live near kind of Didsbury way and... I've seen that a lot of the restaurants have quickly adapted and they've been doing delivery and a lot of them were on Deliveroo anyway. And that's been good. But I have noticed a few things have closed and that's been really sad. I mean, how they're going to adapt to this when everything is, we're nearly coming into July now, aren't we? Yeah. Gosh, 29th of June. Where's the year gone?
It's gone so quickly. I'm just so glad that we had all this nice weather. To begin with the lockdown with. And I just hope that it comes back.
Have you got a garden, balcony? Oh, you've got a garden.
Yeah, we have a little garden.
Yes, not a lot of people have had that, have they?
I know.
People who are in London and in central Manchester as well. Yeah. I've got so many friends in central Manchester who don't even have a balcony.
Yeah, and, I can't imagine. I do too. And I have, we have a cat and I have a friend who they're living in a flat in central Manchester, and they have a cat, and she was saying how, you know, all the hot weather, and they were afraid to open the windows in case the cat, you know, decides to sort of hover around the window and maybe jump out or something. So
oh my goodness,
I can't imagine
happen.
that. Yeah, I cannot imagine that.
No, I think the garden, and forgive me if anyone's listening to this and rolling their eyes because they haven't got a garden, but I just don't know what I would have done without mine, because I'm looking out on it now. Actually, it looks so green and pretty. I've been working so hard and putting lots of pots in, and I haven't been spending a lot of money. So I just turned to my husband and said, the saver, and I said, can we just make the garden a bit nicer? Can I get a few more plants and pots? Yeah. And he said, go for it. Not that he's in charge of me or anything, but you know, it's not a gender thing. It's not a sexist setup that we have in this house. It's just that we realised early on in our relationship that if we were A, going to survive, B, ever retire, or C, ever be able to
sort of with that, is he?
You look after that. Just the fact that he is a bloke has nothing to do with it. It's down to our personalities. I'm rubbish with money, and he's very, very good. Disclaimer.
Yeah. No, I think we're very sort of alike in the sort of partnership, because Sam's definitely a lot better with those things. He's a proper adult. I'm not quite yet.
Well, we're in the same boat, because I'm 41 going on 18, and I don't think I'll ever grow up.
That's a good place to be in, I think. It's not too bad.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. And have you got to know your neighbours a bit better during this whole experience?
A little bit. I think we've sort of had a good relationship with them anyway. But I think a little bit more. You know, definitely during the clap for the NHS. You know, you come out, you're like, "Hello, how are you doing?"
Oh, it was emotional, wasn't it? That first one. Mm-hmm. I was like crying. And when we came out onto our street, the house across the way next door to Vito it's traditionally a student house, a shared house. Mm-hmm. So when they came out, I'd had a tiny bit to drink. And I shouted at them, "Oh, students! And they all just went, "Hi." Transpires they're not students. They're all like young professionals just sharing the house together. So the whole street now, based on this little story, call them the non-students.
Right. Nice.
Which is just bonkers. We've all got really close here. You know, we've really helped each other out. The people have been helping out the older people that live here, you know, going and grabbing them stuff from the shop, especially when lockdown first began and things were running out and they couldn't get anything. You know, I'd put a message out on the WhatsApp group. Does anyone need anything? And then we'd deliver lots of different milk to different, you know, elderly people who live locally. Wow. And there's 3 retired women here who have transformed the Ginnel, the alleyway behind us, and got everybody involved. And obviously we go out separately and do our thing. And
lovely.
It's so cute. We've been growing herbs, tomatoes, runner beans.
Love that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And you know, the way the community has come together has just been one of the huge silver linings of this pandemic. Yeah.
I think maybe we've not had sort of that around here, but it does feel like, you know, I've seen sort of the houses on the other side of the road, when the weather was really nice. For the first time, they would all sort of get the chairs at the front and like have a chat. Our side of the road, we're all sort of hidden by bushes. Like the other side, they don't have any sort of greenery. I don't know how that sort of worked out, but so they're sort of lucky in that respect because it's easier for them to sort of interact, whereas we sort of have to come out and, you know,
peer out from around a bush.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. But I said hello to them to this couple opposite a few days ago, and that I felt so like happy with myself. I was like, yes, I finally said hello to them. I've been sort of aiming to do that.
It's really hard, isn't it? When when you're new to an area maybe, or you haven't really interacted with your neighbours, just to sort of make that initial first step and say hello.
Yeah.
Sometimes it can be so overwhelming in my street though, as an introvert. You know, you feel like it can feel a bit claustrophobic, because literally we're in terraced houses and we've all got tiny yards, not really gardens. So everybody congregates on the front. So it's lovely and it's fantastic. But if you're just not in the mood for any human company.
Yeah.
And then one of my neighbours.
I don't know if you felt like that, but I was a bit like that during lockdown. You know, there were people sort of being like, oh, you know, come out and have a drink. And actually, even though I did crave the human interaction, I also felt like this sort of weird creature just being like, no, I just want to stay in my room and like have it dark and not think about anything.
Yeah, definitely. I think we all had our own ways of coping with things, and I don't think there's any right or wrong. It's just, you know, there were some people who were, you know, amazing and embraced it with kind of vigor and kind of just thought, right, I'm going to do like Vito across the way. She decided she was going to make some face masks and raise money for her local hospital, the Wythenshawe Hospital.
Yeah.
She and her Italian friends have all done it collectively and separately, obviously, and they've raised £10,000.
Wow. That's incredible.
Know. Which was very selfish of her, because it made me feel completely inadequate and useless. Whilst I was over here crying under a duvet, she was saving the planet.
Yeah. I think it's a weird time, isn't it? Because there is that sort of part of you that thinks, well, you see people sort of, you know, really getting out there and helping the community. And I do feel very guilty of, you know, sort of maybe not doing as much as I could. Yeah. But I feel like I just really couldn't, you know, mentally I just wasn't like there to do that.
I don't think anyone would judge you for that. I think everybody's been struggling one way or another. And I think if I'm honest, you know, if I asked Vito herself, she would sort of say it was the only way I knew how to cope. Just keep myself busy, keep going. And, you know, I don't think there's any right or wrong with this. We've never in our lifetimes experienced what we've just gone through, and it's not over, and the world's different for now. But, you know, we're human, we're amazing, we're survivors, we'll find a way. And like we'll you, adapt. I'm sure you have good days and you have bad days, and it's just we've gone through all the kind of emotions, haven't we? Anger, denial,
oh my god,
depression, and hope. You know, I think it's true what they say. Hope is something we have to grasp onto. The hope and the love. Oh, I feel like I should stand on a box. What's that little bell? Is that a cat?
Yes.
Oh my goodness! Can I say hello?
Of course you can say hello. Should I try and grab her?
Yeah, let's see if she can come and play. Yeah, I'd love to say. What's her name?
Moment. Jasmine.
Jazzy.
Yeah. Bear with me. She's bear with. Hello. Do you want to come say hello?
I love that you talk to your cat. That's brilliant.
She might not really want to. She's trying to get away, but there she is.
Oh, hello.
No, I don't think she'll
she's
hello.
She's just put a bottom in the camera. Meow. Oh, brr.
Brr. Can you hear that? Jessie.
Brr.
Meow. Jessie, say hello.
I think that is the first cat we've had on this podcast.
Really?
It really is, yeah.
She's actually been quite quiet because she's usually quite vocal, but yeah.
I like a vocal cat. I like how you can sort of have a chat with them.
Yeah.
She's joining in.
Yeah.
My mum and dad used to have a cat called Sylvester.
Right.
And he used to just jump up onto a dining room table chair whilst we were sat at the dining room table.
Yeah.
And the cat would just join in with our conversation. He didn't want any food. So all these people out there who are mean about cats, and say that cats are horrible, that they'll eat your face when you die,
No.
and that they'll what else do they say? That they don't care, they just want food.
Yeah.
I am sorry, but that is not the case at all.
That is not true at all. No, definitely. Sam's just come down as well, so she's like being very. She's saying
She wants
hello.
some food.
She's. I think she's just saying hello. Really, she does like to talk to us. He says she's
Hi,
asking
Sam.
for food. Katie says hi.
What does Sam do? Is he a creative or?
He's a structural engineer. Actually,
Oh.
He's got his own business, Porthouse Dean, Manchester. Little shout out.
Little shout out. What was the name again? Just say that again.
Porthouse Dean.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
If you need
Fantastic.
anything done with your house.
Love it. Are you very disciplined in that you won't like talk about work out of hours, or do you find that, you know, he might sort of share a few things that he's had to deal with that day and you might ask him about, you know, whatever your sort of, because it's handy, isn't it? Because when I first met Tom, he was already running his own business.
Yeah.
So he was able to give me loads of advice.
Yeah. Can you hear that?
Yes, don't worry about it.
Is that okay? I think, well, definitely, you know, when during lockdown, obviously we've been working together, so I sort of know what's going on anyway, and I really like sort of listening into his conversations. So I do sort of know what's going on, and then I might ask him about something. He's like, "Oh, you've been listening." I'm like, "Yep." But when he goes into the office, yeah, we definitely have chats about sort of, you know, what's been going on. And Jazzy's just really, I'm sorry, she's so loud now. And she gets involved. She's like, "How was your day?"
I love cats though. I really want one, but I'm allergic to them, sadly.
Oh, no.
I know.
God.
It's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
So I just play with the cats in the street. There's plenty. We have Harry, Fat Harry, we call him. And we have Lucky and Pip. Lucky and, oh my goodness, my mind's gone blank. What's the name of the cat next door? Lucky and Percy. Both girls. Yeah, and we've got a couple from the other street, and they all come along and say hello. Yeah. And I noticed before you were talking to Jazzy, which is just lovely, because I'm always talking to them. So I say, "Hiya, how you doing? What are you up to, Fat Harry?" Oh, Fat Harry, you and I used to be so close. Why do you ignore me these days?
Yeah.
You know?
No, but they have personalities, and I think I never realised how much you can sort of get into the whole, you know, talking about a cat thing. But as soon as I start, I don't stop, and here we are. I could start showing you pictures on my phone, you know, like.
Yeah, I love it. And do you often like sort of draw cats in your work? Are they kind of quite prominent? Because you've got an Etsy shop as well, haven't you?
I do have an Etsy shop. I've gone on holiday this week because I'm actually going to go home finally to see my family. But I tried drawing cats, and I just feel like I can't really do it in my style.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what
That's
it is.
frustrating.
It is frustrating. So I sort of, when I draw her, it just sort of goes quite realistic and sort of A-level-ish in a way. So I don't do it much.
I think you should change that, because, you know, like we were saying before, your work just is just beautiful, and it feels very delicate and very natural, and you should embrace that and not say, "Oh, well, that felt very A-level. What does that mean?" You know, it's great. It's you. It's you know, you can maybe say that about my drawings when you take me out to Piccadilly Gardens, and when all this is over, and I'll buy a sketchbook, and you can give me some advice. Would that be all right?
Yeah, of course.
Because to get a lesson in drawing, you know, the local characters of Manchester, and we both know Piccadilly Gardens is full of them, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, that would be awesome. But yeah, no, I think you're definitely right. And I've been speaking with my friends about it, how sometimes you have a bit of a, almost like a personality crisis in terms of like what you're drawing. You know, you're drawing, and your style maybe hasn't changed, but in your head it's like all of a sudden, what is this? You know, like you're just not happy, and you think, oh, maybe I should change this, and maybe I should change that, or it's awful. It's a bit like going back to the question about, you know, what my process is and how I deal with sort of when I hit a wall. Well, in that sort of time, I just try to look back onto the stuff that I like the most and sort of be like, oh, how did I do that? And why do I like it so much? And sort of go back to the first inspirations that I had, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I think if you're definitely fascinated by something, you're going to naturally invest more kind of care and attention into that thing. And that goes back to the whole theme of doing something that you love. Because otherwise you wouldn't get out of bed and you wouldn't put in the time and sit there from whatever dedicated hours you've put, so you can spend time with Sam and Jazzy in the evenings and at the weekends. and occasionally go out and say hello to the neighbours. Oh, well, thank you so much for your time. I just realised we've been chatting for over an hour.
Oh my God, it's gone so quickly. Thank you.
I know. Well, I know that, like, what is it? The 4th of July is when to be honest, I've been kind of avoiding the news, which I know, again, I feel guilty for. It's like, I feel I've got a moral responsibility to watch the news, but I just realised my mental health was really suffering. So I needed to take a step back and just maybe dip in now and again, see what's going on. But I have no idea what's happening on the 4th of July. I think pubs and restaurants are opening.
I think that's the date. That's the official date. And also I think that's the date when you can officially sort of start hosting people inside your house. So that's something to look forward to. Oh my goodness.
Well, when we stop record, I'll find out where you live and maybe we could meet up in one of the local parks.
Oh my God.
And I'll bring my sketchbook.
Let's do that. Yes. I'm so into that.
So how do I sign this off? I've completely forgotten how to say thank you in Polish. And not that you're in Poland now, but I'm just showing off and trying to impress you.
Dziękuję.
Dziękuję.
Oh, very good.
Fantastic.
You're like an honorary Polish person now.
Oh, I already am. Natalie says I'm already there. Oh, thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you so much for having me.
Thanks so much for listening. This is the Creative Boom podcast, and I'm your host, Katie Cowan. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe or leave us a review. Just go to creativeboom.com/podcast. If you want to subscribe to Creative Boom's new newsletter, you can do so via creativeboom.com/newsletter. Otherwise, you can follow us on Twitter at Creative Boom or on Instagram at Creative Boom Mag. I'll see you next time.